Hey guys, welcome to the channel here. I wanted to address a couple things from the previous video, specifically when I was talking about some of the things that they did wrong in Mandalorian, why they were able to do it and get away with it, and why you probably shouldn't. There was a comment that had come up that was asking about something that was unrelated, but I think I can actually relate it back, so I wanted to bring it back around full circle. Specifically, the comment was asking about the Superman issue. What do you do when you have a character who is becoming invulnerable, superhuman, unable, like something that no other character can handle? And the issue was that was brought up was the idea that Kryptonite is this kind of cheap, unsatisfying means of bringing them down. The first thing I want to do is I want to point out that Superman didn't invent Kryptonite, at least not in concept. That idea goes back at least as far as Achilles, with the Achilles heel, Samson and Delilah with cutting his hair. The idea that a hero can have this one chink in their armor is very common throughout history. It definitely has become epitomized or tropified by Superman. However, even in modern terms, you still see it. At least you did until the 80s to 90s or so. Green Lantern, weakness to wood or yellow, depending on which era Green Lantern you're talking about, and all through various heroes. You didn't see it so much in Marvel, but it was definitely there. Now, there are multiple ways you can deal with this problem if you have this kind of character developing in your storyline, and actually I think that's what they did in The Mandalorian. Now, specifically, The Mandalorian, after he got his new Beskar armor in Season 1, has basically been unstoppable. Very rarely has anything been able to even kind of make him flinch. He takes blaster shots, all kinds of hits that would normally kill someone, but his Beskar armor is effectively invulnerable. So he just keeps on coming. Like, he literally walks into blaster bolts. Because he knows he can take it and he can tank for the group. It's actually a good strategy if you know that. It has some problems, which you can actually see in the series when he has to take off his Beskar armor and wear Stormtrooper gear. He makes the mistake of trying to tank some things he really shouldn't be tanking. Now, when you have a character like that, you've got, of course, different options you can take to correcting that. In The Mandalorian, the option they took was actually a really smart one. My main complaint was that they did it during the climax of the season, and arguably the climax of the entire Mandalorian storyline as far as has been laid out so far. And that they brought Luke Skywalker in and showed everybody, showed the Mandalorian, showed the viewer, showed literally everybody watching that the galaxy is really big and there's some much badder things out there. You know, Mando had a ridiculous time just taking out one Dark Trooper. And then they come in and they have Luke Skywalker just clean the field. Now, this was actually a really good way of handling this problem. It just should have been set in a mid-season episode rather than the climax. Because where it is the climax, where everything ends, you feel like your hero just got saved and the story's over. Now, we know there's going to be a Season 3, but if you actually look at the story structure of Season 1 and 2, the story is over. We could be done right now. Season 2 could be the last season of Mandalorian, and it would be a really satisfying ending, except for that one little bit where they brought Luke Skywalker in at the end. If he had instead been brought in as a mid-season, where he saves Mando, that would actually build tension going forward because you know there are more Dark Troopers coming. And Luke Skywalker's not going to be able to save them every time. So he's going to have to deal with them on his own. Now, ultimately, I think in Season 3 and Season 4, that's what's going to happen. They're going to bring the Dark Troopers back, and we're going to know that Luke Skywalker can't come in and save them. They're going to continue to build tension through those seasons. And that is one of the reasons they brought Luke in. Not just fan service, but to build tension going into further seasons. So there's one way you can handle the Superman problem. Obviously, you have the Kryptonite, or magic in the case of Superman. You introduce something that they're not invulnerable to. You also have the anime solution, which is just keep powering up. Dragon Ball Z, for example, every time they take down one ultimate villain, another one pops up who's even, off the charts stronger than the last guy. That, of course, works to a degree. However, you can rapidly reach points of absurdity. So if you're going to do that, you probably should be planning on a shorter series than, say, Dragon Ball. But it's still a functional solution. You have the depowerment option. Superman has actually used that option fairly often, where his power is either completely taken away or lowered for various reasons, red sunlight, whatever. These all work. And ultimately, you can lean completely into it. You can go the One Punch Man route, where you play into the absurdity of it. There are multiple solutions to this sort of problem. But the best solution, the ultimate solution, is don't put yourself in that corner unintentionally. It's fine if you're doing the One Punch Man route and you're intentionally going to lean into it, great. But it's better if you're writing a character that you don't put them into that, don't put yourself into that corner as a writer, because finding a way out of it is rarely going to feel natural unless it's planned ahead of time. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Hope you guys are all staying safe and writing, reading, having fun. All right, I'll see you guys later.